So this is my great pleasure to see you again in the new school. This is Ábel Ravasz. Ábel is a Slovak with Hungarian background, who I remember we were sitting in a class like that on public memory not many years ago, and he just visited us here at the new school, and I have learned that not only is he is a vice chairman of a very interesting party called Bridging, and I'm very big about bridging, but also that he is now a plenipotentiary, governmental plenipotentiary for Roma Communities in Slovakia. Can you tell us, at the first place, what do you do? What does that mean? How is it that there isn't such a plenipotentiary for minorities in every other country? But also, what did you do before, and how one who studied in the United States, Columbia, the new school, lands such a job?
Yeah, so my background is in sociology and also political science, and I've been working with social integration for a while now. I did a lot of field work in Roma communities. Well, for those of you who don't know, the Roma communities in Eastern Europe and Central Europe, these are very problematic communities when it comes to their social status. They have just been settled in the 40s, 50s, 60s of the 20th century. Many of them live in...
Forcibly settled.
Many of them forcibly, yes. And most of them lost their jobs after the fall of the socialist times, which means that now they live in segregated communities on the outskirts of towns and villages. Many of them don't have education or proper education. Most of them don't have jobs. Housing levels are really low, really bad quality. So that means that, and that's true of Slovakia too. We have...
How big population is it in Slovakia?
Well, Slovakia is 5.5 million. Of that, 450,000, maybe that's even a conservative estimate, are Roma. So almost every 10th person in Slovakia is a Roma. And not all of them are from poor communities. At least 1/3, maybe even a half, lives in integrated conditions, and then the others are those that we seek to help. And this office, my office, is a specialized office for Roma communities. It is not a ministry, it's below that. Nevertheless, it's a strong office with strong competencies. It could be stronger, of course. What we do...
It's a really undersecretary of the...
Well, it's an undersecretary level position, and basically we have 90 people. And what we do, we implement some projects. We try to fund community centers in these places and social field work.
In support of the communities.
Oh yeah, so community centers basically act as some kind of a nucleus for the community. They can plan their own activities there. We also put field workers there, which means that they can help organize all these activities. We also support the work in kindergartens. That is a key point. Well, it's a surprising statistic, but only every third Roma kid ever goes to kindergarten, and those are from the stronger families, of course. And many of them don't speak Slovak because their community is Roma speaking or even Hungarian speaking. So many of them, when they go to elementary schools, they don't have the basic competencies to succeed there, meaning they don't speak the language, they never saw a formal institution, don't know how to behave.
How did you get interested? How did they pick you up?
Oh, you mean most heat or?
Well, why did you get this job?
Oh, okay. I work together.
I mean, it's not very easy to be sociologist, interested in memory and nationalism and this, and to become.
Yeah, well, I'm not a Roma. For those of you who don't know how a Roma looks like, they have darker complexion. I really don't look like a Roma, so that's obvious to everyone. Nevertheless, I have worked with this topic, social integration, for a long time now. I did my fieldwork as a sociologist in Roma communities. I helped launch an organization 5 years ago. It's called PURT, which, by the way, also means bridge. And what we do in Roma.
In Roma.
The local Roma
So it's not
dialect.
most, it's bird, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
and what we try to do is empower the communities. We give them really small funding for small projects. When I say small funding, $150, $200 to do stuff in the public space, urban renewal, roads and actual bridges, and they paint, do whatever. And that's a very strong sign for the majority community that the Roma want to contribute to the local society. So that's, you know, that gives my professional background. By the way, my first, I think, bachelor's thesis was on Roma, so it's not a new topic. And then when it comes to getting the nomination, I have worked with Most Híd as an advisor for, I think, 7 years before that. And one of the things...
Most.
Yes.
In most.
Most in Slovak and Híd in Hungarian, so we call it
And
most.
bridge in English.
Yeah, that kind of means bridge, but that's also a sign that you say it bilingual usually. So I did that, and one of the stuff that I did for Most Híd is I wrote I was the editor of their policy platform. It was called Civic Vision, which already implies what this party is like. And I want to talk about that for a while then. But anyways, I was in an advisory position in Most Híd. They knew I dealt with this issue. This issue, the Roma issue, is one of the most important for me. And when the party went to a coalition government last April, then I got this offer and I took it up immediately, knowing that it would be a hell of a difficult job. I expected it to be hard. It is hard too, but there's no other job I would like more to have, because really these people are the most poor. They are the poorest in the country, and they need help. And I hope I can make a difference.
So, if there are any people here at the new school, or in what we call NSSR Europe community, who would like to study the question of social justice, educational, inventive ways of educating people who have legacy of what could be called injustice and exclusion. If they want to study, learn about it, and if they want to study about the European blacks, they should come and talk to you.
Yes, they're welcome. They should contact me. My email address, you can even, guess that. It's my name and Gmail. Just contact me. And basically my advice to all of you out there is that just do your fieldwork and do your reality checks. I mean, read, but then go to the field and check it out if it really works. It's very humbling, but it's worth the while, and that's the only way to go forward, I think.
So Abel is in Bratislava, Slovakia, working for the government, and we will put his email address on the bottom of that message. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Elżbieta.
very much.